Good morning and welcome. Welcome to my live stream, Fight CPS, with your host, Bob Pace. It's a warm welcome. And for you new people out there, there's hope. I'm going to try to tell you how to fight CPS. Now, I call CPS the Child Protection System. It's a government entity that's set up by social services in every state and every county of the state. Like North Carolina has 100 counties, California has 58 counties. I don't understand why the discrepancy is there. I don't think North Carolina is bigger than California, but California is more spread out. Their counties are huge. Like LA County is a huge county. So, anyway, it was started in 1962 by Congress. Congress felt it was necessary to protect our children from abuse and neglect. What was happening is that doctors were reporting a high incident of bruises and harmful to children when they came to see the doctors. That's where it all really started. And we've been doing child welfare protection of our children since 1600. Since 1600. So that's over 425 years. We've been worried about our children. And history has put CPS into three um, time periods from 1600 to 1875, from 1875 to 1962, and from 1962 to the present. So CPS, the child protection system, is everywhere in the United States, everywhere in the world. Now, this is a worldwide podcast, and it seems like we're having trouble with one of the rooms here. It says we're having trouble streaming to Facebook to make his issue on Facebook, and it's possible the stream was edited or deleted or Facebook. All right, so we have a room. The reality series, the horror stories, is not working. Anyway, I'm here, and I try to start my live stream different. I'm on here twice a day. I'm on the evenings, 7 p.m., Monday through Sunday. And in the mornings, during the weekdays, Monday through Friday, I'm on at 10 a.m., and then on the weekends at 8 a.m. And there's been difficulties because I use a computer, and my computer has finally died. And I've been using my son's computer, but a lot of times it's not the greatest computer. It's only an i5. You probably say, well, gee, should an i5 be enough? It's really funny because I've been shopping for computers, and you really should, if you have to get a new computer, and this is a life skill, you should always go with the most advanced computer you can because in 5 years it'll become obsolete. Approximately every 5 years is when you should replace a computer. That's so much technology goes. My old computer was 7 years. It was an i7. So now I'm going to an i9. The one I'm using right now is an i5. But the i9 Ultra is the latest processor by Intel. And I always stick with Intel because 90% of the programs that are made out there were made for Intel, not for other kinds of third party CPUs. And also, you need to have a strong GPU, your graphics card. It's very important that you have a GPU that can do the high end graphics. And if you're transmitting, you want the best quality picture, you want everything in there. So the 50 series are out now. They replaced the 40 series by Nativia, the RTX. So You really should look into those. They're expensive. They add so much money. So I'm dealing with that because the computer I bought for 1,200, which I thought was state of the art then, is now going for 3,000, almost 12 twice as much. But then again, it's 7 years ago, and the microchip is something that is really expensive out there. You get a lot of money there. So at times I have difficulties getting on, and at times, well, last night I had a light bulb burn out, just at the start of my live stream, so I didn't have time to go and replace it. And I know our good friend Betty Joe, a foster care mother from Montana, said, "How come it's dark in there?" I know. And then probably a couple of you people ask me why I have a beard. I'm not trying to grow a beard. Unfortunately, I'm like you. I'm low income. And the blades I get, it's like 5 blades on one thing by Gillette, everything. They're expensive. I buy a package for a year and it costs me $40. But that's for a year. So if you divide 12 months into 40, it's not so bad. A new shaver now is $10 with the blades. It's the 5. It's electric. I like electric and shavers. So anyway, I apologize if I'm looking like Santa Claus. I mean, not only am I a dinosaur, now I'm really looking like a dinosaur. But anyway, Akima, what are you doing here? I thought you had to go to court. Oh no, Akima, come on. For all you listeners out there, Akima Richardson is one of my longtime friends in the court. And she is from Brooklyn, New York. She is a lawyer in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. She also has a bad case where kids have turned against her. And she just went to court today, and she said court did not go well at all. They literally gave me the shaft. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Well, you need to tell me. You need to call in. I need to know what happened. I mean, how can it go so bad? You had an attorney. You said you hired an attorney. It wasn't a court appointed attorney. You're going to have to appeal whatever it came down today in court. You got to fight it, Akima. Akima does a live stream on Monday nights at 8 o'clock New York time. 8 o'clock New York time, 5 o'clock Pacific time. Oh no. Well, you need to have a record. Okay, Bob, we only had 30 minutes, and because I was not feeling well, I was able to appear virtually, and they just totally slandered and defended and violated my character, my parenting, and my mental capabilities. Akima, you know, what did your attorney do? Yes, I have retained an attorney. I paid a lawyer. That's not what I meant to say. Um, would you like to talk about it on my show? Would you like to talk to it and share your woes? Maybe other people can learn from it. Um, this is really hard news for me because I've known Akima for over a year. I mean, I've been doing this live stream. They gave her ex husband supervised physical visit with no parentage and an order for protection. Don't worry, we can get through this. Don't worry, it's not the end. It is never the end. I know it is. I know that we are a public. We're a GP rating, so we can't really use any vulgarity, and I appreciate that. Um, First of all, why are you doing it virtually? Why don't you do it in real court? COVID's not in here, so why do you do it virtually? Yeah, she's talking about the ICPC. That stands for the Interstate Compact for Protection of Our Children. And That means it's agreement between states to ship a child from one state to the next state as an organization that handles that. Somehow her ex husband said my maternal sister does not like his alleged daughter, which is my 10-year old. You see, what's happened is that there must be a very, I suspect your ex husband has anger at you and he's retaliating. And that's why I'm so sad about CPS. CPS allows parents to alienate other parents and to use the children and everything against them. That is so bad. That is so bad. It's unbelievable. Oh, I am so sorry, Akima. I was told by the children's attorney they don't want to return home and they don't want any visits at this time. That's because the children have been coached. That's also because they're away from you, Akima. When children are broken away, they'll do anything. They're coached and they're said to say anything. I still have the same problem with my son. He thinks I'm the fault why he was put in CPS. He told me the other day, and it was hard for me to swallow. You have to still keep your composure and your spirit, and you need to keep fighting on this, Akima. Don't give up. I know it's overwhelming, it's causing all kinds of grief and stuff, and especially for someone that does this talk show like I do, this live stream. She does it every Mondays, and she broadcasts from Brooklyn, New York. But I think your husband has a lot to do with this. Well, honestly, my ex husband, and I'm not sure, let me put that up so people can see it. Uh, um, I'm not sure if it's still up there, but back in 2015, my daughter was removed, which is my 12-year old now, who's then getting ready to be 2 years old. Wow. So this has been going on for as long as mine. Mine started in 2010 and children were taken in 2015. CPS came in and removed a child while we were living in a family shelter because my ex husband was on the registry. I guess you get a shelter. You guys were having economic hard times. And honestly, my ex husband says is because something he did when he was a minor. But my knowledge, youth records are sealed. Well, I don't know if they're sealed from CPS. If you're ever involved in the child protection system as a minor under 18, your records will keep and get forwarded. They're in the database of CPS. See, that's the bad thing about CPS does. Not only do they investigate child abuse or neglect, they make a record of all the talks you have with them. And it goes in a database and they can pull it up many years later, especially if your child has grown to an adult and they can take your child. So, Akiba says, unless the sub major of the prime was committed in your adult life, food for thought. Okay, all right. So now you feel my discrepancies when, to my knowledge, he's still in that registered. So how are they giving my children physical access with, again, no establishment parenting supposed? So who is the father on the birth certificate? Who is the father on the birth certificate? You've not lost your child forever. I know I say the same thing. My child at 12 divorced us parents, and she's now 23. I've not lost her. I still love her. In fact, every day CPS is committing a crime for what they've done to the father. I have a grievance that I've put together that's well documented, and I'm going to be filing the grievance because I'm going to fight. I've not seen my daughter now. I've not seen my daughter. in 11 years. 11 years I've not seen my daughter. There's no father on either the birth certificate, no surname, carriage, no order of affiliation, no acknowledgement of paternity, and definitely no DNA. Well, if they haven't done paternity, how they deem that the father is the mother of the children? I mean, excuse me, how is they determine that the father is the father of the children or the man? How they determine your ex-husband the father of your children? Do you remember who the father was? Do you remember who the father was of your 15-year-old or how old she is now? It's okay. You got to put those behind you. You got to think of something enjoyable. Every day is separated as a needle in my back. No, it's not a needle in your back. It's not a needle in your back. I did not know who both my children's fathers are, and that's the end of the day. I thought maybe if you knew who the father was, they could come forward and they could prove that they're the father and not your ex husband. They could prove that they're the father. That's why I asked you if you knew who the father was. There's still time. Uh, you know, yes, I've kind of moved on when I lost my 12-year-old, who's now 23, who just turned 23 on July 9th. Yes, but I still write to her every day. I mean, I still tell her happy birthday. I tell her still remind to say happy Mother's Day to her mother. The messages go on. I don't know if they reach her or not, but I do say that. I do say that. So it's a reminder. I also have got to start writing a journal. That's my problem. I need to write a journal on all my children. I need to write a journal on all six of them. I need to start writing a journal to each of them. So when I pass away, they have something they can read. Anyway, this is hard for you, Akima. There's still motivation. You can still fight this. You can still appeal the decision that was made. One of the things you can prove is that that man who was your ex husband has no biological connection to your children. You need to emphasize it. There's no DNA, there's no paternity. The man's not listed on the birth certificate. Maybe you can research who the father might be. I don't know if you remember the men that fathered your child, but maybe you can still remember them enough where they can come forward and do a DNA test to prove it so that maybe they can help. I'm trying to think of things. I'm stabbing in the dark. I am stabbing in the dark, but I do want to help you. Um, Akima, that is really hard. For all you listeners out there, this is Akima Richardson, or KK, and she's from Brooklyn, New York. She is a black mother, but she's a loving person. I've had her on my show talking. She's also went back and got her law degree in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. But she's also hired an attorney. Now, I don't understand how come this attorney didn't do his job, Akima. It sounds like this attorney dropped the ball on you. First of all, You should not be in a visual courtroom setting unless you agree to that. The days of COVID are over where we have to do virtual meetings. So you should be in a real court. Also, I don't know what kind of judge you have. Is he a commissioner or a real judge? Is he a judge not trained in juvenile law, family law, or dependency law? If he's like my judge was trained in car accidents and car claims, and nothing to do with children, nothing to do. You need a judge that's fully qualified. And you'll need testimonies from people and so forth that prove. But I think sometimes you may get angry and said something, and maybe that irked the court. I don't know because I wasn't there. I don't know what you may have said or done. I don't know. But you got to stay stable. You got to be structured. I do the same thing every day. And maybe it's because my faith in God is stronger. That's another life skill I've been trying to teach on here. That life is like riding a train. You have many stops along the way on that train in life. You ride on two rails. Now, if all of you remember the story called the Polar Express, it's about a boy on a train on a journey. Trains are like journeys. Life is a journey. And I tell you that the left rail is the circle of life. The left railroad or the left rail of the railroad is a circle of life. I got that circle of life from the Lion King about a lion father talking to his son. How when you come into the world, you're dependent on your parents, your mother and your father. And they try their best to raise you. Then you grow up and you reach a time in life where you leave the nest like a bird that learns to fly. And you try to go on your own. Everybody starts out that way. Along the road is a lot of obstacles. There's a lot of evil out there. There's a lot of bad habits. We all are not perfect. We're all not perfect. And anyway, on this train that you're riding, your journey, you have a right rail the train sits on. And that I depict is the stairway to heaven. The stairway to heaven, which is from a song, Led Zeppelin. Now, I've fabricated this whole thing about religion. I am not a very religious person growing up. I did attend Sunday school at urgencies of my parents. I did try to learn the Bible. Then in the 60s, I encountered the Jesus movement. It's where people were finding Jesus, and Calvary Chapel was starting, and so forth. We do have a lot of churches out there, and churches are usually drawn to people that have common interests or they like. Like I've been going to church lately. I've gone to millions of church, but this church is a Baptist church. It's called the Calvary Baptist Church in Huntington Beach. And they do singing. And at first I thought it was kind of strange to sit there and sing songs. But there's meanings to the songs. But you got to be on this journey, on this train. You got to get to heaven, the stairway to heaven. That right rail is so important. Now, as you know, the train tracks are connected by rails, by ties, wooden ties. Wood is a strong material. And you have to do deeds to get you up to the stairway of heaven. You have to get deeds. Hi, Daniel Watt. We have a very tragic thing here because Akima just got out of court today and she further lost her chances of being with her children. They lie in court. She somehow has allowed them to do a video court, which I think is wrong. And she did have an attorney, but I don't know if he did a good job or not do a good job. Apparently, her ex-husband has visitation rights with the kids he never fathered. And that is sad. That is sad. And hello, Bartley. I'm so glad to see you. and Bartley is from Montana. And we have Akima Richardson, KK, who's on my show, started off, and she is very, very, very sad. So, Danielle and Bartley, say your best to Akima. She is a good person. Unfortunately, she's dealing with a very corrupt agency in New York, the child protection system there. Now, I was talking about a life skill called God. Now, I use the word God because He is the creator of all things. I found out recently that Jesus Christ and God are one and the same. I had no idea that He sent Himself in the form of man to earth, to walk about man, to try to change man, to make man a better place. Through history, God has tried to talk to people like Moses with the Ten Commandments, rules to live by. They're simple rules. We should all follow the Ten Commandments. We also should do this journey to heaven by doing good deeds. Take that journey on the train and get to heaven. Enjoy your circle of life. Make it as big as you can, because while on earth, you're going to enjoy as best you can. So I want to say special prayers to you, Akima, and I want God to watch over you because you're a good mother. You've tried your hardest to fight for equal rights to your children. I'm sad that so many of the child protection systems are so corrupt in not only the United States, but 22 countries I've talked to. Countries like Indonesia and Bangladesh, India, then up in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia and Libya, not Libya, Libya, yeah, Libya, and then over to uh, Africa, to Liberia, then to Sudan, and to the Republic of Congo, and then Rwanda and Mozambique, and then to South Africa and its many provinces. And we have a strong lady that calls in all the time named Kita, who has a bad case where she discovered that the man that she loved and fell in love with turned out to be a pedophile and abused her child. And because the government is so corrupt, they believe the father than the mother. Anyway, she is so devastated that she lives in the garage of her home. And she's going through very hard times. And she calls here because this is her family. She has no one that cares. A lot of you are alone out there, and I'm sorry. If I was there, I'd put my arm around you and tell you and hold you. It'll be all right. You got to pray to God. You got to have God in your life. You got to pray. Prayers do work. And it's a life skill. And they'll help you get through your child protection situation. It'll help you get through. So, Akima, if you're still listening, God bless you. I'll say special prayers. Keep in touch. We can help you get through this. Maybe Christina Reynoso from Las Vegas, Nevada can help you. Maybe she can help you. Now, I've already gone a half an hour into my live stream, and I try to do it differently every day or every show. So now I'm talking about how to text and messages. Now, the people that are texting now, I know them. I know all the people that are texting in. But if you're new, I welcome you. And please text me a message. And you can make it in the form of a question or comment about CPS. Please state your first name, your city or county, your state, and if you're from another country, you're more than welcome. Your country. As I said, I had 22 countries. We left off with Africa, then up to Europe. We have the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, and Wales. Then we have Denmark and Sweden. Then over across the pond to North America, we have Canada and its provinces. Then we have down in the United States, and all 50 states have contacted me here on your. I've talked to over 2,500 people here in this live stream. 2,500 people over 21 months. Over 2,000 live streams I've done about CPS. Over 2,000. And, you know, everybody in the United States have called in has been really sad. So I know there are at least 50 counties that are bad. And there's 22 countries that are bad in CPS. I even had Washington, D.C., a mother there that was raped twice when she was in custody with the police and lost her child through no fault of her own. Then south of the border, I have Mexico, a father who called in looking for his two girls in the Louisiana area. Then down in South America, I have Grenada, which is north of Brazil on the east coast. Then across the South Pacific, I have New Zealand, the land down under Australia and its states. So these 23 countries, including the United States, have all expressed a problem with the child protection system. So I'm here to help you. So when you first time text me a message, please tell me about your case. Start from the beginning to where you're at. Now, another way to be interactive with this live stream is to be a guest on my live stream. All you do is contact my show producer, Grace. Her email's up on the screen. Go to gracevincentwdavis.com. Give them the date and time you want to be on our show. Now, all you have to say is, I want to be on Bob's Sunday morning show, or Bob's Friday night show, or Bob Wednesday morning. You just pick morning or evening, Monday through Sunday. She takes care of the rest. She'll send you a link that you copy and paste in your browser. They'll get you onto an application called StreamYard, which uses YouTube to broadcast. StreamYard is a software application that gives me this room with the backdrops and has things that I can now put I can put what people are talking about on the screen so you all can see that. I have bulletins down below that show messages. I have a bulletin that I put above there. There's also a picture of my attorney, Vincent W. Davis, in the upper right-hand side as you face the screen. Anyway, when you're a guest, I can take 9 of you. So with me, that's 10 people, all talking and all helping one another and sharing your story with the people or listeners. So I'd love for you to be a guest. There will be rules you have to follow, like no profanity, no smoking or eating, and we do not use the names of children, judges, or social workers. Now, another way to interact with this podcast is to call me. There's 30 minutes left to call me. You can call me at 626-698-0990. 626-698-0990. And I'll gladly take your call. I'll gladly take your call. I'll gladly take your call. Now, there's another number there, 888-888-6582. That's the law offices of Vincent W. Davis. If you want to reach him, you can call there. If you want a guide to learn about different aspects of CPS, there are guides available. There's also somebody you can talk to about the list of show times that Vincent does, that I do, that other people do. There's lots of live streams taking place. Lots of live streams. You'll reach reception, so tell them that Bob Pace sent you. And if you do talk to Vincent Davis, tell him that Bob Pace sent you. He's able to be hired if you want to hire. And, there is a price. It does say his rate is $500 an hour as a lawyer. Rates go from $200 an hour to $1,000 so far I've seen across the country. I'm not saying his rate is high, not saying it's low, it's in the mid-range. And He also will fight your case in California, where his home base, but he also fights in other states. His retainer for LA County is where his office is located, his home, is $5,000 a month. But retainers are based on the length of the case and the complexity of the case. How long has the case been going on and how complex is going to determine the retainer. Now, the retainer is just uh, a holding account so that the attorney can work on your case and not have to keep asking you every day for more money. Now, when the retainer needs replenished, they will tell you what it has to be replenished with. I'm not saying your case will be 5,000, it may be only 2,500, or maybe your case is 10,000. Now, where it gets complicated is that if you want him to come to where you live and fight your case, he has added expenses that he doesn't normally have, such as air transportation to get there, ground transportation to go from the airport to the hotel to the court. Because while he's staying there, he needs accommodations and he'll need food to eat. There's also a big expense, which is a license, a state license to practice law in that state. Every state requires a license, but not all attorneys keep all 50 states. You're talking a couple $100,000. It's a poor investment if you only practice in one or two states. So they don't pay for it unless they go there. So when they go there, your license may be $1,000 and maybe 500. I don't know. Each state is very variable. So those are the additional expenses. I quoted a couple in Georgia. Vincent will come there and fight their case for 125,000. I also quoted a mother up in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, who I quoted at 125. So I don't think it's necessity how far away is the initial impact of the airfare. Airfares right now are from $300 to $600 to go across the United States round trip. Hotel accommodations are $300 a day. They range from 100 to 300. Food used to be $5 a day. Now it's $30 a day. You used to be able to get a meal for $5. Now you're lucky if you can get a fast food for $10. So there's the food. It is expensive items. Also, gas is not cheap, and so you got to buy gas. So anyway, he will practice other states. So he's the real deal. And also, if you call in or a guest on my show, you get a free 15-minute consultation with Mr. Davis. A free 15-minute consultation. That's if you talk on the phone or talk on my show. That's to encourage more people to do that. They get rewarded by a 15-minute private Zoom consultation where you discuss your questions. You make the questions and ask away. You make the questions and ask away. Now, I want to welcome some other people to the room because I've been talking way too much. I think I've been talking another 10 more minutes. I don't like to talk as much as I like other people to talk or bring a message in. Now, I have KK Richardson, who started off the show, who lost her custody rights of her children. I don't know if they terminated her rights or now there's going to be another trial that will terminate their rights. But supposedly her ex-husband has custody of her children or has visitation rights, and he's not even the father of the children. Now we have Barkley from Montana, who has been here before, and welcome, Bartley. And Daniel Watt, who used to be my co-host. Daniel, welcome. It's always good to see you. She's a mother of a special child with special needs. And she had to fight CPS, and he was 19 years old before she finally got him back home, where she's taking care of not only her special needs child, but she takes care of her special needs brother. She has her brother that she has to care. She's dedicated her life for her brother and her son as a caregiver. That's a special thing that a woman does. That is really special, Daniel Watt. And Carrie Sampson, who's from Burke County, Georgia, and thank you so much for telling me that. She's been on here many, many, many times. And she needs help. Her kids have been taken from me wrongfully. Her kids have been taken from me wrongfully. I want to go to the courthouse and ask for a new public defender and a judge because the judge lied to me in court. You have that right. I don't know where you're at on your case. Have you had your termination of your rights, your TPR, with your children? Has that happened yet? Carrie, you need to tell me more. And thank you, Bartley, for praying for Akima. She needs so much prayers because she's devastated. She's a fighter. And Bartley, that's awful sweet of you. Yes, Jesus Christ is always with you. God is the one that created this universe. God takes care of his children. We are all the children of God. And when God came down to earth as Jesus Christ, he walked among you and tried his best to help you. He turned his cheek when others slapped him. And I don't mean figuratively, I mean when they did mean things. He wiped away tears. He healed people. Only God can heal people. He was crucified by the Romans and nailed to the cross in pain. And he died. And he was sealed in a tomb where he rose the next day and saw lots of people. I did not know that. Not only did he see the disciples and Mary, he also saw 300 people. It's in the Bible. Again, the Bible is a beautiful book to read, a beautiful book to study. And that's what I'm trying to do because with prayer, it'll help you go through these terrible things we go through in life. Not only are we experiencing tragedies in the child protection system, think about the child protection system in Ukraine, where over 100,000 children are stolen by the Russians, by Putin, to be trained and grown up as Russian soldiers. They've killed, they've slaughtered, over 1 million soldiers of Russia have died. And I'm not sure in Ukraine how many have, but it's terrible. They now are murdering Korean soldiers. The Korean dictator is bad. The Chinese dictator is bad. Putin is bad. They're all are dictators. China runs a communist regime. Putin, who's ex-KGB, wants to run the Soviet Union again. He was an ex-KGB. KGB was the secret police force in Russia in the Soviet Union. Not only does he want to take Ukraine, he wants to take Poland, he wants to take all the rest of the countries around him again to make the old USSR. Now, we're trying to help out Ukraine. Ukraine is so good at what they're doing. They just bombed Moscow. Now, I know that Trump asked Ukraine not to bomb Moscow, but I think he did that so that he says to Russia so they won't look at him as the instigator for bombing Moscow. They've had to do that because now they're hitting innocent people, hospitals, children's schools, kindergarten. The child protection system in Ukraine is awful. It is awful. The children are being abused and neglected in that country. So there's evil going around. Not only there, but we have it going on in Israel as a crazy terrorist group that used the people of Gaza as human shields and hid in the caves and the catacombs to orchestrate, where they came and murdered, like we had our terrible time on December 7th, Israel on October 7th had a horrendous thing where their people were instantly attacked in their homes having breakfast, where babies were put in microwave ovens and burned alive, where children had to sit at tables and watch the terrorists, the Hamas terrorists, chop off their fingers. Yes, it's been a gruesome attack by Israel to reclaim the land, but they have to weed out the weeds. The weeds are deep. If you know anything about weeding, you have to get to the root to get rid of weeds. Weeds will keep going again if you cut up at the top. The same thing goes true for one of the strongest terrorist group out there, Iran. It's a big weed there in Iran. You need to go to the root. That's why our country, as powerful as it is, methodically sent some advanced weaponry that no one else has. That bullseye down in the roots to get that root, which was the nuclear power. Now, there's speculation all the time. There's also people think they didn't get it. But I know that we did. And if we don't, we'll come back and do it again. The rebel people from Iran are, terrible. We just confiscated a bunch of weapons. A country, Yemen, took all these weapons that were earmarked for the terrorists, the Holzer group or the Holzer, I don't know. These names are so bad. They say ISIS is on the move again because we've destroyed Iran. No, we're not destroyed Iran. We just did three holes in the ground that where something was buried that they couldn't use. We didn't destroy buildings. We didn't destroy apartments for people living. We did not do all that. War is a horrible thing, and we all are fighting it. CPS is like war. CPS is like war. And I'm so glad to see Danielle say the statement. You're not alone, Akima, Richards said. We are praying about you. We are together here. This room has become a peaceful place. I try to talk about CPS in your matters. I also talk about other life skills, like the journey on the train, the stairway to heaven, the circle of life, the good deeds we're doing. You know, that's what the journey is. We're all on a train ride, but we got to have goals. You got to have a purpose out there. Too many young people have a purpose of having fun. I was watching up in Philadelphia in a gang infested neighborhood, a black neighborhood. I'm not trying to pick on a race, but they were having a barbecue. Next thing you know, they're firing each other. They're the same color, the same religion, the same economy. They're not even like Rwanda, where they had the farmers against the city folks, or vice versa. It wasn't about race or status. Good morning and welcome. This is Bob Pace. You reached my live stream, and how may I help you? Hi, Carrie Sampson. I'm so glad you called me. I'm so glad to hear from you. I know it's hard for you, and I know right now you say you need help. Your kids have been taken wrongfully, and you want to get a new public defender, a new judge, and it's hard. It's hard doing that. A court appointed attorney. Court appointed.
His supervisor broke up an oak case to the judge that is closed, and the judge found with her. However, the situation was That same day, I left court. I did not hear the judge say, "Okay, you can take the kids." This, that, third. I didn't hear the judge say that. I didn't hear the judge say that. But the same day, I left court. They took my kids the same day, but still did not give me any signed papers for the judge to take my children.
There has to be a
So
court order. If they didn't issue a court order or judge, well, they have to give it to you. Well, you're going to have to go to a supervisor. Now, in the courtrooms, they have they have
and for help. And I always and I go to just to the, I go to all to the departments that's in there. I go to every single one of them. They say I can't help you. You have to ask your caseworker. You have to do this. You have to do that. So they don't want to help me in court at all. Every time I go in there looking for answers, trying to figure out what's going on, they know basically I don't know what to say to them because it's my first time. Well, going there. But like I said, when I try to get the judge, to understand what's going on, he didn't even hear me out. June the 12th, because I went May the 23rd was when I went up there the first time. My very first time in court, and I've been there with fear, shaking out,
what
shaking
did
up.
your court appointed attorney do while you were in court? What was he or she doing? Did she bring up to the judge, where is the paperwork?
To do it, but she's claiming, and then this was in June, so she's claiming that she don't have that paperwork. And then, I even asked her to change the court date for like
Did you go
July
to the
24th.
okay, every courtroom has a clerk. Did you go to the clerk office in the courtroom? And what did the clerk say? Did the clerk say she would not give you a copy? No, she has the court documents. If it was entered into court, now maybe it was not entered into court. They have no right to take your children. They have no right. Okay. Okay. No. What is okay? What is the city? Well, you're going to have to go to the state supreme court. You're going to have to go to the civil rights coordinator. Danielle is in the room. She used to be a co-host. She knows a lot about law in Georgia. She unfortunately was incarcerated and she had to serve her time. She's out. She has her son, her life back together. Maybe Danielle can help you, Carrie. Danielle, if you're listening, no, I'm trying to connect you with Danielle. She is from Georgia. Now, what city are you talking about in Georgia? Because I know Georgia. I've been there many times. Okay, I never heard of Waynesboro, Georgia. Is that near Athens or Atlanta? So you're in southern Georgia, Waynesboro, or you're in northern Georgia? I'm trying to find it. Is it Nesville? Is that it? Oh, it's Waynesboro. It's not Waynesville. It's Burl. Burl. Buro. Okay, hold on. Buro. Waynesboro, Georgia. Okay. To the center of Waynesboro, Georgia is 6th Street that becomes 7th Street on Highway 56. In the perimeter is Mills Road, bypasses 25. Georgia Highway 80 runs into Waynesboro. Waynesboro, Georgia is a city and county seat of Burt County, Georgia, United States. The population is only 5,500 people. It's part of Augusta, Georgia metropolitan area. It is only 37 square miles big. It's very small. It, they have a welcome thing here, and they have departments, online payments, event calendars, city council meetings. Here's what you can do. Have you tried to go to a city council meeting? I understand. Let me explain to you what a city council does. City council is a forum where members that represent different areas of the city, they usually are regions, or council members, make decisions regarding the affairs of your city. The responsibility of the city council has authority to adopt and provide for the execution of ordinance, resolutions, rules, and regulations that deem it necessary for well-being of its residents and may enforce such ordinance by imposing penalties for violation. The regular meeting meets at 6 p.m. on the third Monday of the month. So the third Monday of the month is coming up. Well, it's already come up, hasn't it? Is this, or is it next week, the third Monday of the month? Hold on. Let me see what the third Monday of the month is. The third Monday of the month is the 21st. It's next Monday. So here's your homework. Next Monday, you're going to go to the city council meeting. Get there at 5:30. You're going to fill out a card, a little note card, or a piece of paper that you want to speak. You're allowed 5 minutes to speak about anything you want to. So you very nicely say, "Hi, I'm a mother of so many children. I have a CPS case and I have nowhere to turn. And what has happened is that I've been found guilty and no papers have been served on me. I've asked the clerk, the clerk of the courtroom, to provide me. She says they cannot do that. All they give me is an email to send off to someplace. I asked the social workers, the CPS, to give me a copy of the report. Your attorney even asked for it. Now, the location of City Hall is 615 North Liberty Street. Now, it says individuals desiring to address the council should contact the City Hall first. Its phone number is 706 554 8000. And you fill out the online agenda request form. So you can fill it out. And it's also available at City Hall. So if you have a computer, you go here and you hit the agenda on the request form. I just pulled it up now. It says search forms by phrase. So you look at a category. You want to put um, all categories. That's the category you want to pick. And then what you do is that you put your name, your address, your city, and the date, your email, your phone number, and then what you want. You want a detailed explanation and the purpose of why you want to be put on the agenda. And tell them you need help to get documentation. and the desired outcome. You want to desire the outcome to get the paperwork, and then you sign it. And then that's all you have to, and you can be on the meeting today, next Monday. So if you call today, I know right now it's 3 hours ahead of me, so it's 11 to 12 to 1. It's 2:14 in the afternoon. So you could do this. You can file this online or you can call the number, okay? I know this sounds far fetched. I know it sounds far fetched. But if you go to the city council, at least they will tell you, they will, if they're a good city council, they'll tell you how they can help you. They'll tell you how you can help you. You tell them that you got no help from the CPS. Now, what do they call the CPS in Waynesboro, Georgia? What do they call it?
D L
Well, whatever it is called, you can, yeah. Anyway, it's really great. They have departments. There's fire, police, sewer, water, public works, natural gas, community development, house grading, planning, redevelopment, building inspection. Let's see what else. Yeah, I'm trying to. That's all right. I know it's very tiring, but anyway, they have departments that can help you, and I've yet to find the department for. Um, you can also, if the city council doesn't work, you can also request to speak to the mayor of your city. Now, if you talk to the mayor, well, ask them. Yeah, ask them who does work on CPS cases. Ask them who does. It's a constant, you know. I guess I'm the kind of person that sits here systematically because I have an engineering background. I'm trained as a marine biologist. I've been a scientist as a marine biologist. I've trained killer whales and other cetaceans. Um, I am also a civil engineer, build roads and highways, and I have an analytical mind. And so, yeah, go ahead. Well, that's what I'm saying. Danielle Watt. Danielle Watt may help you. Danielle Watt, if you're still in the room, can you please contact me? Or if you want, I can give Carrie your information to Danielle Watt, who will contact you and see if she can help you. She does come to my room every time. She does here a lot of times. So, Danielle Watt, if you're there, please respond to Carrie Simpson in the chat. She's from Williamsboro, Georgia, from Burke County, Georgia, and I have no idea where Daniel Watt's from. I just know that she's somewhere. Um, oh boy, she's somewhere. Let me see. I'm trying to see where Waynesboro is located. My problem is I'm trying to zoom away and see where it's located because Georgia's a beautiful place. My name Pace. There's farmers down there, and I forgot. I think it's a place in southern Georgia on the farms. My dad used to collect arrowheads, Indian arrowheads on the farm, one of the Pace's farms. So you're down from Augustus. I see where you're at. You're down from Augustus. Wow, I did not know. You're close to Savannah. Wow, you're close to the beach. I love the ocean. And there's Charleston and Jacksonville, Savannah. Wow. There's Raleigh and North Carolina. You're close to Dorothy Cook. She's in North Carolina. You're close to the border of South Carolina. Okay, you're to the west of Atlanta, Georgia. Now, see, I've been over in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been to Athens, and then further south, I've been to a college. Um, I forgot now. My memory's starting to bother me now. I don't understand that. I usually um, Macon, Georgia. I've been down to Macon, Georgia. Macon, Georgia is where the school I've been to. So I've been to Athens, Georgia, Macon, Georgia, and then I think the farm was near Macon, which is not too far. I'm east of you, so I know the country you live in, and it's a good. So far, it shows that it has an airport, restaurants, gas station, coffee shops, attractions. Waynesboro looks like a nice place. Looks like a modern city. Um,
I've been here for a while, but and I'm staying. I don't stay basically, and I stay in Waynesboro, Tyson store, around, but you know, I'm
or
actually in
maybe,
America,
well,
so
sometimes
you
people
know.
use the word hick. In Alabama, they're hicks. In Georgia, they're hicks. And I don't like to use the word rednecks or things like that because people are different. Long hair was always a problem driving in the South. Hippies were always a problem in the South. Blacks were used as slaves. Yeah. So they're just white folks. I know. Anyway, it is plantation area. It was very rich at one time. Georgia has very uh, roots that go back to the days of colonial periods and stuff like that. I don't know enough about Georgia. So, any of you listening, I'm not trying to downplay Georgia. To any of you listening, please help Carrie Sampson. She needs help. What I'm suggesting to you is that I just went over a mechanism to have your case heard. I just know that city council, when I want to make things happen in my city, I went to city council. If I want to organize a surfing event, I went to city council. If I want to talk about ordinance like code enforcement or certain things that are unrealistic, like they have bad drains in my city, Surf City. They have drains that you run your car into that get ruined, your car, because they drop off. They're really bad. So I went there to talk about ordinance. I've gone there numerous things about talk about lots of things. All I know is that I've also fought in the city of Long Beach and city council downzone my neighborhood. I know how city councils work. I just know that if you have a problem with the entity, that's not instead of have to go all the way. But I also want to put up the Doge, which is the latest thing that I'm telling people to get a hold of. Doge is a agency that was created in January by the new president and is supposed to make sure that our government agencies are working efficient, meaning that we're not wasting money to dead people. We're not wasting money to people that sit at home and do nothing. We're not wasting money that CPS is making trillions of dollars for bonuses and stuff. They are investigating. I know they're investigating the Orange County Department, the Child Protection Services in Orange County. They're investigating them, CPS there, because they are corrupt. And I know that because I was dealing with social service to get help in the form of medical and food assistance, because I am low income right now, and I'm trying to take care of my family based on my retirement from my Social Security, which is peanuts. Anyway, I want to help you. And Doge is one place that you go to. It's the top level. They have a website and phone numbers and an email. But you need to go to the city council, or you need to go to the mayor, or you go to the governor, or you go to the civil rights coordinator at the state capitol of Georgia, or you go to the ombudsperson, or you go to the federal government and go to Doge. Or you go to the child welfare director in Washington, D.C. There's lots of places you can go. The problem is it takes time, and it takes a lot of time to sit there with a piece of paper and track all this down. But you can help to get your case. And I don't know if I helped you enough, but I do have to end my live stream because I've gone over my time. I've gone over my time,
Okay.
Carrie. And it's not that I don't want to. Oh, Danielle, you are on there. Danielle, would you help? Um, yes, she says yes. Okay, good, good. Danielle, what I can try to do is send you her email and her name and so forth. Um, Now she says Burke County. She's in Waynes. Oh, she says she knows Waynesboro, and she is here. Danielle has come on. She says she knows Waynesboro, and she knows Burke County. There's a courthouse. Is one building with everything in that one space. Hi, Happy Feet. Glad to see you, Happy Feet. She's a Native American Indian, and she's been fighting. And I'm glad you said hello. She's from Arizona. Happy Feet is. Daniel Watt, it says they call their CPS the Department of Family Child Services, DFCS. All right, give her my number. That's fine. She says I can give you her number and you can call her, okay?
Okay.
So, what I'm going to do is you're going to do two things for me, Carrie. I'm going to try to find Danielle's number. I have to locate it. I have it, but I got to find it. Okay. As soon as I hang up. Now, my question to you is that do you want to talk to Mr. Davis again? Because by you calling in, you qualified 15 minutes of free time to talk to Mr. Davis, my attorney. Was he any help to you at all?
I didn't get a chance to.
Okay, would you like again a chance to talk to him again? Well, it's only because, yeah. Well, you don't know until you ask him. You don't know until you ask him because there's no wrong question. It's like a student in class. I'm a teacher, I have a teaching credential. I can teach advanced placement biology and chemistry in high school. So I'm a teacher, and there's no wrong question. There's no right. If anybody raises their hands, I'll answer them. So don't ever think that he won't know the answer. Mr. Davis is a kind man, and he's a caring person. So he will answer your question. Well, he's like me. He knows the legal system. He'll know the legal how to get the documents legal wise, and you can probably get it online. It's public record. Lawyers get everything online. It's all public record. They have access to the courthouse and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. All I'm asking you is two things for me. I want you to text me your name, your phone number, and your email. I'm going to give that information to Daniel Watt. I'm also going to give you Daniel Watt's phone number, who will help you. She's a sweet person and she will help you, okay? And then, Carrie, I want you to call me back, Carrie Sampson. I want you to call me back in the next couple days, all right? Or call me back whenever. I'm always here, Carrie. Don't give up. And thank you, Daniel Watt, for offering to help. Yeah, I know you do, Carrie. I know you do. And Christina Reynosa is in here, and she helps puts together grievances. There's lots of things that Christina can help too for Las Vegas, Nevada. But thank you, Christina, for being in here. As you can see, I'm 21 minutes after the hour. And bye bye, Happy Feet. Bye bye, Happy Feet from Arizona. Now, Christina, thank you for being here. And thank you all for the emojis. I have emoji, a thumbs up from Christina Reynosa. Thank you. And I have um, Daniel Watt, who's going to help out Carrie Sampson. And thank you, Daniel Watt. And then Happy Feet from Arizona, thank you for being here. Carrie Sampson from Worldsboro, Georgia, from Burke County, thank you. Um, Bartley from Montana, thank you for your support and to be in the room. You guys are beautiful people. Prayers go out to Akima Richardson. Don't give up. It may be a disaster, but we'll work through it, Akima. We can get people to help you, Akima. I will help you, Akima. So Akima's from Brooklyn, New York. So hang in there, Akima. She has a show on Mondays. I think she still does her live stream on Mondays. So God bless you all. It's very important you listen to a message from my attorney, Vincent W. Davis. He'll give you a spiel. It's a good message you should hear. Anyway, I want you never to give up fighting for your children and keep hope. Know that I care and that I'm here to support you as best as I can. God bless you all. Keep on that train of journey. Get to the stairway of heaven. You have to do good deeds and believe in God and pray to God, and He will help you. He will help you. So I'll see you tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is Bob Pace and Carrie Sampson signing off.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last ones left. Put your faith in